Yes.
Cheating is cheating. Disrespect is disrespect.
You can't come back from work and stress about why banas bathapi.
Why do you have to move there? And what will happen after moving there?
The most important thing is to make it work.
Understand the person that you are with.
Not everyone can advise you the right way.
Me, I'm used to my wife being there, cooking for me, all these things.
Hello family, welcome to the RAFAPA'S YouTube channel, the channel that is all about love, purpose, marriage, relationship, all things that revolves around relationship, I guess, right? Yeah, you're welcome into our channel, our VIPs, you know yourself. Thank you for coming back. Thank you for supporting us from watching the first video. Still, you are here, notification bell. You're the first person to receive whatever that the video that we post.
I
We
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
we
appreciate
do
it.
really appreciate your likes, your comments, your sharing and all of that. If you are new here, this is Mrs. RAFAPA. I'm with my husband, Mr. RAFAPA. This is the RAFAPA'S family. This is the RAFAPA'S brand. We welcome you also. Today we have a topic, a unique topic. As you know, we deal about marriage. We are all about marriage, love, because we are people who believe in long-lasting marriages. We are people who believe in healthy and warm marriages. So the topic for today, we are going to talk about the uniqueness of marriages.
Just before we just jump into the topic, I just want to highlight to our viewers that we are a family people. There are kids around. Sometimes they are making noises. We are shooting like this and everything. So they should forgive us of the backgrounds. If there are background sounds of kids playing around, they are just outside there doing their things. So just bear with us.
Yes. So the uniqueness of marriage. Why are we touching this topic? We have realized or thought about it, my husband and I, that the other thing that puts so much pressure in couples is because of the comparison of marriages. You want to compare your marriage with the next person's marriage, and the responsibilities that comes as a person, they are totally different. For an example, I'm a pastor's wife. There's someone who's married who's not a pastor's wife, but they can still lead a healthy marriage as long as you are married to a Christian man who fears the Lord. You can still survive. But remember, marriage does not only revolves around that. There are responsibilities that comes with a partner. They're going to have children. You're going to have a lot of things that are happening in your life, which can totally be different from the next marriage. But at the same time, we believe some principles are the same.
Yeah.
Only the principle in marriage, you can never compromise them.
Yeah.
Some principles are the same, and I think we spoke much on that. We spoke about the communication, that each and every marriage must learn to communicate, respect, and all of that. If you go to our previous videos, you will notice that we spoke about that. So today we just wanted to channel it to understanding the uniqueness of your marriage. What kind of a marriage are you in? Or what kind of a marriage will you be? And how to handle your seasons of marriage, your situation that comes with your marriage. So I just want to hear my husband that what do you understand by this thing of uniqueness of marriage, and what do you understand by the seasons of marriage?
The word uniqueness simply means something that is standalone. Like there's nothing that looks like it. And I think there should be an appreciation that families are different, and marriages are different.
Yeah. Yes.
Most marriages fail because people don't understand the kind of a person they've married, and they don't understand. If you don't understand the person that you've married, you will not understand your role in servicing that
That's
marriage.
very true.
You see,
That's
because
the point.
because it's very important to understand your role in a particular marriage. The role is important. Many people fail because of you are married. Maybe you see a married couple that inspires you. Maybe you're watching here. The RAFAPA'S marriage is an inspiration to you. You've told yourself as a sister, I envision myself in this type of a marriage. But you find that you get a partner that does not look like me, does not look like her, and you fail to understand that partner. You fail to service that partner because in your mind, you have created a certain husband in your mind.
Yeah.
And the husband in your mind and the husband in front of you are totally different.
Yeah.
And that's where now the conflict comes, because there's a picture you have that
You have in the mind.
Mr. Rafapa does this in his house. Mr. Rafapa is this kind of a man, and my husband is not.
Yeah.
Pastor TD is this kind of a wife. Pastor TD is this kind. But my wife is not. Why can't my wife be like this? I told someone, you can't have seed if you're not Rafapa. Because people want certain results, but they don't want to become what commands or attract those results.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the uniqueness part of marriage, we are not the same as people. The responsibilities that comes with my life, because the Bible says you are a helper,
Yes. I wanted to say that.
right?
Yeah.
So you are helping me as your husband. And the responsibilities upon my life are not the same as of that other man. So if you don't understand me, you will never be able to help me. So that's,
I would complain.
yeah. So, and you also asked about seasons of marriage. What do I understand about seasons of marriage? You need to understand the times
Okay.
and the stages with the demands of your marriage. There are times in marriage, I know couples who are apart now. They are married, but another one is there, another one is there. I don't advise such a setup, and I don't think I can handle such a setup. But let's say
When you mean another one is there, you're speaking about the long distance.
yeah, long distance.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about now, say there's an opportunity for you in UK or whatever country that you must go and embark on it for the next 6 months. In as much as it's an opportunity for you, for your professional growth and anything of that nature, I, as a husband, need to understand that kind of a season. Why do you have to move there? And what will happen after moving there? Because it's going to affect our relation. Me, I'm used to my wife being there, cooking for me, all these things. Jiggy, my wife is not around. And then how can we make it work?
Yeah.
That even if you are there, maybe there's someone here who does the cooking, nanny, and so forth. We just make sure that everything is taken care of. It's just a matter of us communicating,
Yeah.
because whatever you're going to do there, we need it as a family.
You mentioned something so important that I want to highlight when you say we should make it work. In marriage, it's about two partners making it work. Because when you spoke about it, I'm thinking about in a manner where some marriages, they are fighting because maybe they are working and the responsibilities at home, they are too much on them. No one can, even the wife is working, no one can handle the kids, no one can cook, no one can do anything. The most important thing is to make it work. Maybe someone can compare with me or compare with somebody else. Why the wife of that one? Why a miracle and all of that? You don't know the responsibilities that comes with a person. That wife,
Yeah.
and that other one knocks off late.
Late.
The kind of work, some people they work 24-hour course, the kind of work that the next person is working. So instead of fighting each other, rather come up with a solution and not comparing yourself with the next marriage. Just sit down and say, how can we make our marriage work? Yes, we hear about other people's marriage and how they make it work. And they made it work based on their schedule, based on their lives. Rena, based on our responsibility. How can we make it work? Maybe because we need a nanny.
Yeah.
Let us get someone who can help us so that we can reduce the tension that we have. But if we focus on us fighting who's not doing what and comparing ourselves with the next marriage, then we are delaying ourselves as couple. Ropilari, not being happy.
Yeah, it's like I'm just thinking out loud here. Here is a gentleman or just a gentleman. You are married to a doctor. Your wife is a doctor.
Eish.
All right? You know doctors, the kind of hours they work, all those things and so forth. And maybe in your mind, you as a man, you have that traditional mindset to say a woman must be here to cook for me one day. Because you don't understand the person that you are married to. You make impossible demands. Yes, my wife, maybe when she's not working, she can be there. And, I have that meal from my wife. But in most cases, you find that it's a husband that does the cooking because the husband maybe comes early and, we help each other. When the wife comes at night, food is there. Or maybe there's a nanny if the husband is working until late also. Such kind of things. You need to know what works for your marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, I've put it there. The most important thing is understand the person that you are with. Understand the kind of a marriage that you are in.
Yes.
Understand the demands of that marriage and make it work.
Yes.
Make it work. What works for us may not work for you.
Yes.
It's not. We're not talking about principles.
Yes.
Cheating is cheating. Disrespect is disrespect. We can't have a tolerance for that.
Yeah.
Issue here is there are certain things that you need to sit down as couple and make it work.
Yes.
Until you sit down and make it work, it will never work. It will always be fights. This one does not do this. This one is always this. This one does. And people get tired. People get tired. It's not spiritual. It's a reality. There's exhaustion. People are going to work, and the reason they are going to work is so that the family can eat.
Yeah.
Right? And people end up fighting for that. As long as when there's time, we make up for that time to say now it's time for us to just, recharge our marriage and,
Yes.
and all of that. Yeah.
Yes, that's very true. I'm thinking that the other thing is that when you get married to someone, I think the most important thing is also check the kind of life that a person, the things that revolves around a person, the kind of responsibilities that comes with the partner. I think also that's the other thing. Or when you get married to a president, you must know what are you putting yourself into? Because of obviously that thing comes with you not being able to do certain things what other women are doing. For example, when you get married to a pastor, just to give an example because it's our situation. Now when I get married to you, I must know my life would not be an ordinary life like everybody else. Not that certain things I'm not allowed to do or what, the freedom and all of that. But it is a responsibility. It is something that you must know. This is the life of the man. Like I'm stewarding something that comes with our marriage together. I'm married to a pastor, so certain languages are not supposed to come from me. Certain things and character and all of that, they are not supposed to come to me. So the minute I say, but now why that one the husband allows her to do everything. I'm complaining knowingly, or what did I put myself into? If you get married to a pastor, there are responsibilities that you must do. There are certain way that you must behave. So I must stop comparing myself with just a normal person. Yeah.
There's actually a verse here when Paul was speaking to Timothy about the leaders, I mean, bishop and everything. First Timothy chapter 3, the requirements of a leader, of a bishop.
Okay.
Verse for number 4, he says he must manage his family well, having children who respect and obey him. If a man can't manage his own household, how can he take care of God's church? Ne? Then number 11, verse number 11, let's take it from verse 10. Before they are appointed as deacons, let them be closely examined. If they pass the test, then let them serve as deacons. Verse number 11, now their wives. In the same way, their wives must be respected and must not slander others to gossip. They must exercise self-control and be faithful in everything that they do. So it's not like gossiping is allowed for others.
Yes.
It's just that the issue of gossiping for a wife of a leader in the ministry, it's strictly prohibited. You can't engage in that. Once you engage in that, it means you are tainting bad the image of your husband, because that's who you represent. If you as my wife, as a pastor, you represent me. You know, whatever conduct that you do, how you speak and treat people, people will say, this is a wife of a man of God. This is a wife of a pastor. So certain things, ladies and gentlemen, we look for them, but we don't know the responsibilities that comes with them. You are married to a pastor. A pastor does not come, he's a servant of God.
Yeah.
There are things that are happening behind closed doors. There are attacks that comes in the ministry when your husband is going through persecution. You know, as a wife, how do you handle that? When your husband is going through setbacks, betrayals, you are the one to see it. He may not come out. Some men of God don't come out and speak. They just handle everything. But at home, you become vulnerable. You want someone that can listen to you as a pastor, whom you must not be like a strong man of God too. Someone that can cover you in your weaknesses and all those things. And it takes a woman who understands the kind of a man.
The kind of That's why it's also so much important to make sure where do you get an advice from?
Okay, that's powerful.
Yeah, like if you're a husband or your wife, you're not happy with something, not everyone can advise you the right way. You see, if now you go and get an advice from our spiritual parents, there's so much we can relate because of some of the things. They are the same. We're in the same direction, so they can advise you accordingly. Like someone, if now when your friend is married, or maybe you know someone who's just married, it's not even a Christian, you just go and say, my wife is doing that. You seek an advice. They can advise you wrongly. You see, and the kind of advice you will come with it at home, and will want to start comparing your wife with the wife of the next person, the wife of that person. That person is a gangster, or that person is not even a pastor. That person cannot relate, cannot advise you accordingly. Also, based on the responsibilities that are upon your life. So, when you face challenges in your marriage, you're just saying, Hore, also be careful where you get an advice.
Yeah, that's powerful. That's powerful. You can't just be advice. I think this is a very important topic. Yeah, because understand the person and the direction that that person is taking. You know, the vision that they have. If maybe a person is a politician, is going to be in politics. He's a mayor, or you know, the premier of a province. The demands are not the same.
Yeah.
The demands are not the same. Maybe when you want a cool marriage where there's no loudness, it's not loud. You can find a brother or a sister who, you know, and then come back, and then you come in, then it's just the two of you. You have an option to do that. But if you just fall in love, you love this person, but study the direction of the person, especially at the beginning stage of a relationship. A politician, you see them before they can even be politicians. You can see, yeah, I'm dealing with a politician. This person has a potential to grow and become a leader. This person is going to be in ministry, and the ministry is going to be big.
People will always not be around.
This one is in business.
No.
Let me tell you something about being married to a business person. Maybe before I can even add my own contribution, let's just ask my wife. I'm in business. We're building a business, a growing business for that matter. With growth comes more responsibilities, comes more demand. The stress is sometimes when I'm frustrated, I've got ideas. Maybe we're planning something, it fails. You can see all those things, they are in front of you. How is it for you? I mean, when I believe you are married to a pastor, you are married to a businessman. You know, how has it been for you the past 6 years?
I think it's an opportunity or a privilege, because everything we started together. Like I started at the beginning. It's not like I found you already far with business, already far with ministry and all of that. Most of the things were at the beginning stage. So I think I'm growing with the progress. I'm growing with the growth that comes with you, that comes with the business, that comes with ministry. Obviously, the challenges that comes here and there, we feel overwhelmed, but it's just a thing of saying, no, that's part of the process. Lena must allow myself to grow. Because the more it grows, the more Lena, it puts a demand on myself. It puts me in a position already. I must not remain behind, because these things are going to overwhelm me too much. So when the growth comes, Lena must elevate myself. So that whatever that comes, we are able to handle it well together. Like compared to someone who already, you're still new, you've never been in that area, maybe being married to, maybe you divorced, something like that. You have never been married to a business person or a pastor, and then bloom out of nowhere, you are married to a pastor who's leading a big church. I believe with that person, you have never been a pastor's wife before. So obviously the pressure and all of that can come with that. So in the beginning, obviously I was feeling that, especially when it comes to ministry and leading people. But now I'm getting used to that. I can't complain much. As I've said, over the business of life, when you're too busy. But I've reached a point where I said, I understand the season that you were in. We are going back to seasons. I understand the season, that the demands that are on our shoulders now, the price that we must pay for now until where we are going. And the other thing that makes it easy is because we share the vision. So no one is lost. So we communicate everything, every step, understand why we are doing like this. Every burden that comes, every responsibility, understand why it's so heavy on us, because far, where we are going, it's far. And it requires dedication, it requires focus, it requires us to carry the vision and obviously that thing requires us to hold hands together. So
okay,
I've got this.
And then you spoke a mouthful. I think as I'm speaking, as I'm thinking here, I think it's easy for you as a business person or as a pastor to be in ministry or to be in business with your wife. Some people want to do it alone, and the wife must just be there, not know anything. That is why when the man dies, then the family suffers, because you've never really groomed your wife or to scale up and to replicate what you can do.
This takes us back on how we handle marriage. Like some they say, my wife will, I just provide. They don't want the wife to know the things that comes with the business, what you do, how much you get from the business. So that one is, I don't think that kind of relationship does work. I don't think so, because of, as a person, obviously, you can, as a wife, I can develop a bit of jealousy or feel like I'm not trusted.
Their
Especially
wives
if
too.
someone makes you feel, or you depend on them, they make you feel it.
Yeah, no, some wives they are happy with just I'm with this guy, he pays every bill, gives me pocket money for me to go and spoil myself, and I'm
I don't
glad with
think
that.
I would appreciate
I don't
that.
care where the money comes from, whether it's stolen, whether it's fraudulent money. They are not there as long as you put it on the table, you know. But back to my question, you spoke about the demand of business. You understand and everything. You are in it as well, and you're growing with the business. You're growing the ministry, and that's beautiful. I just want to understand, how has that impacted back to marriage now? That busyness and everything, how is that, how are you handling it being integrated with now we are husband and wife,
Yes.
and there's these things that demand more time back to our families now. They are kids, they need fathers and mothers who are present. They are, even us, we need to spark up our marriage and all those things. How is the marriage working with these demands on an individual? How do you make the marriage to work while you are married to this person who has this kind of responsibilities? Like that's where I just want to find, as a wife, how are you handling
I
it?
get you. I get you. It's understanding my role. Because I understand, Hore, for our marriage to work, I must understand what I'm supposed to do. You can't do everything, and I can't do everything. And the other thing that works for us is because of, I think we try to eliminate certain things. There are periods where I don't work. So if when you go to work, most of the time and I'm at home, I must be at home to do things that will relieve you, or when you come back from work, you don't stress about. You can't come back from work and stress about why banas bathapi. You can't come back from work and stress about why you didn't cook. Then you want to start and cook, you are tired and all of that. Let's say, as a wife, I become lazy and I complain, even if I'm always at home, and I expect you to do certain things. I expect you to come help me with the laundry. What will that do to you?
Yeah,
It will hurt you. You feel like I'm providing for the family, even if you are not saying you're providing, making me feel small. But in a way, as a man, you're trying your best, you're providing for your family. The reason you're waking up in the mornings because you are thinking about your husband, your wife, you're thinking about your children. And then there's a person, when it comes, she's quarrelsome, she's complaining, she's nagging, she's saying when you are not helping. But I've been here the whole day. If I start doing like that, you'll see how our marriage will break. So now, as a wife, I took it upon myself and understand that, as the Bible also encourages us, we should not be quarrelsome or nagging wife. The Bible says that it is better for a man to be at the street corners, to be somewhere else, than to come back home to a quarrelsome wife. So now, as the wife, I said I must know the role that I must play. The husband is playing the role, and together, when this journey we carry it together, we can do more. So if I take this part, when you take this part, and then we move together, all of these things, they are ours. It's not because of I'm just comparing. When you're working, you are doing it for both of us. When I'm taking care of the kids, you are doing it for both of us. The only thing is that I can't replace you being present to your kids. That one, you just have to manage it, or create time to be with your kids, take them out to have some fun, go to the parks and all of that. That will play my role. And then if we handle it like that, so far I think we are doing well. If we handle it like that, because I took it upon myself to understand this revelation that I can't expect my husband to do more while he's already doing more. So if we hold it like that, and then we'll go far. Is to understand the season that we are in.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I think our viewers had the practicality of it, because we
Yeah.
brought ourselves into the topic, and just to bring it home and understand what is it that we're talking about. It's not the same thing as, let's say, a husband is not working, is home, is the wife that is working. What is then what is the expectation there of?
Yeah,
Do we
that's the other
expect
thing, hey?
do we expect the wife to
The husband.
wake up in the morning, leave the husband in the bed, wake up in the morning, prepares the children for school, then prepare herself for work, do the
Breakfast.
kids breakfast and lunch boxes. The man of the house is sleeping
Sleepy.
because he's the man. I'm
Come
not being.
back.
No, let me not. I'm withdrawing my speech. I don't want to be sarcastic, because maybe some people prefer it like that. And then the wife
No one
goes.
prefers like that. Kiagan. They prefer what?
Maybe with some wives they feel being wives.
Kiagan.
Why?
Kiagan. We can do the stats. You'd see. That's
Or also, where things are happening like that, the wife is not happy. You are telling
the
me
wife
that.
is not happy.
You are telling me that.
Yes.
You are not asking.
99.9% of them, they are not happy, especially with their husband who just hobuwa o sa le ka dikobo or dikobo sa ya lo lebeletse TV o tloetse glass mo.
Okay. All right. Breathe in.
Ke a kana.
And then the wife goes to work. Before the wife went to work, made sure that there's food for the husband so that during the day he's sorted, he doesn't struggle what to eat. Right? Then comes back from work. Takes off the heels, whatever uniform they're wearing, put the kitchen uniform to cook for the husband and the kids. Then after that, washes the plate. Weekend, after Friday, she must come back and wash the clothes and everything and iron them on Sunday after church. And then the week
And she's the
rotates.
only one working.
She's the only one working. Month end, they go together, buy grocery. She gives the man pocket money.
What does the man do?
The man is trying, he's hustling, he's trying his best. He's looking for a job, he's stressing. You know, he's not just folding his hands. He's trying. It's just that the economy is not allowing him to find a job. And sometimes he just wakes up and just watches TV because he can't always feel sorry for himself.
Yes.
And, you know, yeah. So what's your advice on that? How do you look at that? What should be the advice in such a setup?
Based on how I feel sometimes, ne? I would appreciate the help from my husband. Let me say it's us in the situation. I'm the one working. Obviously, you know, you're trying every day for something to come up, but most of the time you're at home. I would appreciate for you to help me, especially because in the season that you're in, you're at home. I have a mentality as a wife, as a woman, there are things that we are gifted. We are very good with cooking. We are very good with doing house chores. Like we are trained in that. It's in our blood. But not that men can't do that. So the responsibility, I'm not saying it's yours. We are exchanging. I'm just saying, show that you care about me. You care about my tiredness. You care about my feelings. You care about my well-being. Because it can be so straining. It can pull a toll on me if I do everything on my own. When do I rest? When I come back, I must be the one that bath kids and all that. So if we were in the situation, and I'm telling you as my husband, I would appreciate you to do certain things, come high. At least if you are not going anywhere, keep the house clean. You see, do where you can. You can wash the dishes. I cook, you help with the dishes. And then we become okay. Rather than, I'm not going to be happy. I know I'm so moody in that area. My face will tell it all, or I'm not okay. Because I'm tired. And most of the time we spend it at work. Tomorrow I must wake up early in the morning and do what you all do is to sleep. That's the thing that ends up many women ba feleletsa ba bolela certain words that they are not supposed to. Especially
Like
when it comes to finances.
Like what?
Or I provide, provide for you, I take care of you. Whenever we young, kuno parama uno dula.
You had it done on.
Yes, that's wrong. An act of service is so much important. It's about understanding seasons. You understand, okay, I'm hustling, I'm trying my best in this area. But at this moment, let me help my wife. With a good spirit, let me help her. The advice out there, your friend will say, those things are the ones that destroys marriage. So understand each other's partners, the roles that you must play in your season. Don't compare yourself with the next person. You don't know what they are depending on. You make your marriage work. Help your wife. Help your husband. That's why it's different because of now I'm always at home. How will you feel if you don't even have anything to wear? Even if I'm not the one washing, but I make sure that those things are clean for you to wear them. You don't even have anything to wear. We're only moody in the room. So let's make marriage work based on the situation that we are facing and hold each other's hands. If it's like that, we're gonna open business together. The minute tables turns, the business that you have been trying to do works, you work more. I understand my husband no longer have time. I can't expect you to still want to clean because you're afraid of me. But you have businesses to run. So we understand that way. We know now no one is at home. We can make more money. Let's hire someone who can do these things for us. Let us go and panda and do more work. Let's make our marriage work. Let's leave everybody else outside.
Let's leave everybody else outside. I think that is the close of this topic.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned. See you next week. Bye.
It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony. It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony. It's a beautiful journey, a beautiful life to share. It's a testimony. Living with the RAFAPAS.